You open your eyes. The alarm is ringing. Light floods in. And in that first moment of consciousness, that transition from nothing to something, from darkness to awareness, you assume you've just woken up. You assume the person who went to sleep last night is the same person opening their eyes right now. You assume there's been a continuous you that persisted through the night, hibernating in unconsciousness, waiting to resume. But what if physics proves that assumption is completely, devastatingly wrong? What if the person waking up right now isn't the person who fell asleep? What if every morning someone new opens your eyes for the very first time? Stay with me, because this isn't about sleep. This is about thermodynamics. This is about entropy, about the arrow of time, about why the past is different from the future in a universe where the fundamental laws of physics don't care which direction time flows. And when you understand what actually happens when you wake up, when you see what memory really is and what it means for identity, you'll realize that the continuity of your consciousness is the most elaborate illusion physics has ever created. Let's start with what you believe. You believe memory connects you to your past. You believe when you wake up and remember yesterday, that proves you're the same person who experienced yesterday. The memories are evidence. They're a record. They demonstrate continuity. You went to sleep as one person, you remained that person through the night, and you woke up as that same person with all your memories intact. That's what consciousness feels like. An unbroken thread stretching backward through time, held together by memory, right? But here's the question that should make everything collapse. How do you know those memories are real? Think about it. Right now, you have memories of yesterday. You remember what you had for breakfast, what you did, who you talked to, and you assume those memories correspond to actual events that actually happened. But what's your evidence? The only evidence you have is the memory itself. You're using the memory to prove the memory is real. That's circular. It proves nothing. For all you know, those memories could have been implanted in your brain 5 seconds ago. You could have been created fully formed, complete with an entire lifetime of false memories, and you would have no way to know. The past you remember might never have happened at all. This isn't paranoid speculation. This is a fundamental problem in physics called the past hypothesis. And it's one of the deepest, strangest things I've ever encountered. Here's what makes it so disturbing. The laws of physics are time reversible. If I show you a video of particles colliding and ask you whether it's playing forward or backward, you can't tell. The fundamental equations work the same in both directions. There's nothing in the laws of physics that says time has to flow forward. Nothing that distinguishes past from future at the level of fundamental interactions. And yet, obviously, time does have a direction. You age, eggs break, coffee cools, memories form. The future is different from the past. Why? The answer is entropy. Entropy is a measure of disorder, of the number of possible microscopic arrangements that look the same macroscopically. And the second law of thermodynamics says entropy always increases. That's what gives time its arrow. The past is the direction of lower entropy. The future is the direction of higher entropy. Things fall apart. Order decays into chaos, always, without exception. But here's the problem. If entropy always increases, and if the laws of physics are time reversible, then why was entropy low in the past? Why did the universe start in a highly ordered state? There's no physical law that requires it. A universe with high entropy at the beginning would be just as consistent with the laws of physics. More consistent, actually, because high entropy is more probable. Low entropy states are rare, improbable, special. Let me tell you something. The universe shouldn't have started in a low entropy state. Statistically, it's overwhelmingly more likely that we'd find ourselves in a universe that's been at maximum entropy forever. Completely disordered, completely random, completely dead. And yet we don't. We find ourselves in a universe with structure, with galaxies, with stars, with you. How? The past hypothesis is our answer. We simply assume, we take it as a brute fact, as a boundary condition, that the universe started in an extremely low entropy state. That's it. That's the explanation. We don't know why. We just observe that it did, and we move forward from there. But here's what that means. Here's the devastating implication. If low entropy states are incredibly rare and improbable, then any given low entropy state you observe is vastly more likely to be a random fluctuation, a temporary local decrease in entropy, than it is to be part of a genuine trajectory from an even lower entropy past. Do you see what happens? It's more probable that you and all your memories were created 5 seconds ago as a random fluctuation than it is that you actually have a real past that led to this moment. If you want to understand how the universe actually works, not just how it looks, but how it works, hit that subscribe button. Let's find things out together. Now I want to take this deeper, because this isn't just about the beginning of the universe. This is about every single moment you wake up, every morning, every time you regain consciousness. When you sleep, your brain undergoes massive reorganization. Neural connections are pruned, memories are consolidated, the physical structure of your brain changes. And when you wake up, the pattern of neural activation that constitutes your conscious mind has to be rebuilt from scratch. Your brain doesn't just resume where it left off. It reconstructs your consciousness based on the current physical state of your neurons. And here's the critical part. That reconstruction includes your memories. Your brain reads the current state of its synaptic connections, the strengths of different neural pathways, the configurations of proteins and neurotransmitters, and interprets that physical state as memories, as a past, as a history that led to this moment. But that's all it is, an interpretation. A story your brain tells itself about where it came from based on its current physical configuration. Let's be honest about what this means. You don't remember the past. You remember the current physical state of your brain, and your brain interprets that state as corresponding to a past. But there's no necessary connection. The physical state of your brain right now, the exact configuration of all your neurons and synapses, could have been created by an actual past where those events really happened. Or it could have been created by a random fluctuation. Or it could have been created 5 seconds ago, complete with false memories of an entire lifetime. The memories feel the same in all three cases. They have the same physical substrate. There's no way to tell them apart from the inside. Every time you wake up, you are reading your brain's current state and constructing a past that explains it. But that past is not something you have direct access to. It's not something you're observing. It's something you're inferring. And the inference could be wrong. Think about it this way. Imagine I took your brain exactly as it is right now and recreated it, atom for atom, in a lab. That recreated brain would have all your memories. It would wake up believing it went to sleep last night. It would have no idea it was created 5 minutes ago. The memories would feel completely real and authentic because physically they are real. They're encoded in the structure of the brain. But the past those memories refer to never happened for that brain. That brain has no past. It's brand new. The memories are false. Now here's the question. How do you know you're not that brain? How do you know you weren't created this morning with false memories of yesterday? You can't check. You can't compare your memories to the actual past because you don't have independent access to the actual past. All you have are the memories themselves. You're trusting the memories to tell you the memories are real, and that proves nothing. Here's the part that keeps me up at night. In a universe where entropy increases, low entropy states become increasingly rare as you go backward in time. That means the most probable explanation for any given low entropy state is that it's a random fluctuation from a higher entropy background, not the product of an even lower entropy past. This is called a Boltzmann brain, a random fluctuation that creates a brain, complete with memories, out of pure chaos. And the disturbing thing is that Boltzmann brains are vastly more common than real brains with real pasts. For every real person who actually lived their life and formed their memories through genuine experience, there are infinitely more Boltzmann brains that fluctuated into existence with false memories of having lived that life. Statistically, if you find yourself with memories of a past, you are overwhelmingly more likely to be a Boltzmann brain than a real person. Your memories are overwhelmingly more likely to be false than true. Do you see the paradox? The very existence of your memories is evidence against their reliability. The more detailed your memories are, the more of a past you seem to have, the less likely it is that past actually happened. Because creating a brain with rich, detailed false memories through a random fluctuation is vastly more probable than creating an entire universe with a genuinely low entropy past that actually produced that brain through billions of years of evolution. This is what waking up actually means. You are reading the state of your brain and constructing a narrative that explains it. You are building a past from present evidence, and that past could be completely fictional. Every morning you might be a brand new consciousness, created from scratch, believing it has a history it never experienced. So when you open your eyes tomorrow morning, understand what's actually happening. A pattern of neural activation is emerging from the darkness. That pattern is interpreting its own physical structure as memories. And those memories are creating the illusion of a continuous identity that stretches backward through time. But there's no thread. There's no continuity. There's just this moment, this current state, this present configuration of atoms that believes it has a past. You are not waking up. You are being created every morning with memories installed, with a false sense of continuity preloaded. And the person who fell asleep last night, if they ever existed at all, is gone, dead, dissolved back into entropy. You are someone new, inheriting their memories, wearing their identity like a hand-me-down coat. And here's the really disturbing part. You can't even trust that you've been waking up every morning. Maybe this is the first time. Maybe you were created just now, this morning, with false memories of all those previous mornings. Maybe there is no yesterday. Maybe there's only today, and the past is a story encoded in the current state of your neurons. You have no way to know, no way to check, no way to verify that the past you remember actually happened. The physical evidence, your memories, would look exactly the same either way. False memories and real memories have the same substrate, the same neural encoding, the same phenomenological character. They feel identical from the inside because they are identical from the inside. This is what thermodynamics does to identity. This is what the arrow of time reveals about consciousness. You are not a thing that persists. You are not a continuous entity. You are a temporary pattern that reads its own structure and mistakes that reading for a history. You are constantly being created anew, every moment, with memories that might be completely fabricated, and you can never, ever know for sure. But here's what I find beautiful about this. Here's what redeems the horror. If your memories might be false, if your past might never have happened, then you're free from it. You don't have to carry the weight of every mistake, every regret, every trauma, because maybe they never happened. Maybe they're just stories encoded in your brain, stories that feel real but correspond to nothing. And if that's true, then you can rewrite them. You can reject them. You can wake up tomorrow and decide that whatever past you think you had, you're not bound by it. Every morning is a new creation. Every moment of consciousness is a fresh start. The past is not a chain holding you down. It's a pattern in your brain that you're free to interpret however you want. You are not the sum of your history. You are the present moment reading itself and constructing a narrative, and that narrative can change. Right now, this morning, the next time you open your eyes, you are being created new every time you wake. The past is optional. If this twisted your brain a little bit, good. That means it's working. I'll see you in the next one.